Alright, first and foremost, of course, got to say, Call Halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High God in the name of His only begotten Son. Alright, so brother Alazar Ben Lawyer here. Today's video is going to be inspired loosely by this dialogue that Divine Prospect and Polite had a couple weeks ago. I've been meaning to do this video, just been kind of busy, so the Spirit, finally had it to where I had ample time to do it. Yeah, so in this dialogue, interesting dialogue, this whole day, Divine Prospect had, before this had even started, brought out some real powerful information in regards to some historical stuff and some ancient manuscripts and things like that. But this whole video is going to be based upon about 50 seconds of what Polite said. Okay, what I'm gonna do is play it, and then we're gonna get into it.
I establish belief based on facts. If you are there for me through thick and thin, over and over and over again, and then now I need help. Sarnetta says I can help you. You say you can help me. I believe based on facts to trust you more than him, because you've been there for me on a number of occasions. Yet a person could believe and still be 100% wrong. He might still be the better route. But I believe in you because it's built and predicated upon a foundation that was erected from the ground on up because of facts. Even in the scriptures, if you go to the New Testament, the word that they're using for belief means conviction of truth or is predicated upon facts. You can see it every time, but then the way people use belief, it sounds so blind. You know what I'm saying?
He made a good point there, okay? A great point, that belief is predicated upon facts, okay? And the word in Greek, the word in the New Testament that's used in the Greek substantiates that and shows that etymologically. What I want to do is go through there and prove that through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and show that, basically build upon that point. Now, of course, I'm not in agreement with the majority of what he was talking about in this video, but that part right there was profound. Belief is not this blind thing that everybody thinks that it is, and everybody will play us out like we're just crazy because we believe in the Bible. We believe in the Bible because it is predicated upon tangible and substantiated facts and acts of the Most High God. So let's kind of get into this. This is John 6:30. They said therefore unto him, What sign shewest thou then, that we may see and believe thee? What dost thou work? So the Jews, or our people, the so-called, the Israelites, so-called black people, namely the three tribes that existed in Jerusalem during that period of time, asked who the world ultimately calls Christ, Yahweh Shai, to show a sign that they might believe. They said, well, show us something that we can believe what you're saying. Give us a sign of good faith. Now, the word used in that verse for believe is Strong's G4100. And it's pistille or something to that effect, I believe. Okay, and it says to think, to be true, to be persuaded of, to credit, to place confidence in. So I want to focus here on the persuasion. It says is used in the New Testament of conviction and trust, to which a man is impelled by a certain inner and higher prerogative and law of soul to trust in Yahweh Shai or the Most High, is able to aid either in obtaining or in doing something, saving faith. Mere acknowledgement of some fact or event, intellectual faith, to entrust a thing to one, i.e. his fidelity to be entrusted. What I want to focus on is this word persuaded of. Now, when you go to the etymology of this word, you go here to Strong's G4102, okay, and it's pistis, and it means a conviction of the truth of anything, belief in the New Testament of conviction. This is what Polite was saying, or belief respecting man's relationship to the Most High and divine things, generally with the included idea to trust and holy fervor born of faith and joined with the conviction that God exists, such and such. Okay, I want to go now to further into the etymology of this word, which takes us to Strong's G3982, which is pitheo, okay, which means to persuade. So when you break down the full etymology of the Greek word used for belief, it goes back to persuade. This is what it goes back to persuade, i.e. to induce one by words to believe. Okay, to persuade. So we got to be persuaded. All right, you don't just persuade somebody with nothing. All right. Now when we go to the Hebrew, the word for believe is amawan. Okay, faithfulness, trusting, right? And etymologically, it goes back to Strong's H 539. Aman, which means to support, confirm, be faithful. So a confirmation. We are persuaded through seeing something that confirms our beliefs. Okay, and the Bible clearly shows us that. Let's show some examples. This is Exodus 4, starting at verse 1. And Moses answered and said, Behold, they will not believe me, nor hearken unto my voice, for they will say, The Lord hath not appeared unto thee. So Moses is like, look, to the Most High, to Yahweh. He's saying, look, man, if I go and tell these people the Most High sent me, talking about us that were in captivity in in Egypt, they ain't going to believe me. They going to think I'm just some crazy nigga. This is what Moses is saying, verse 2. And the Lord said unto him, What is in thine hand? And he said, A rod. And he said, Cast it onto the ground. And he cast it onto the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moses fled from before it. And the Lord said unto Moses, Put forth thine hand, and take it by the tail. And he put forth his hand, and caught it, and it became a rod in his hand. Verse 5. That they may believe the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, have appeared unto thee. So he's like, look, I'm going to give you the power to take that staff, that rod in your hand, and turn it into a snake. And if you do that, that's going to be so miraculous and so wonderful and so extraordinary that they're going to believe that I am dealing with you. So the Most High sent Moses to us, and he gave him certain spiritual abilities in order to persuade us that the Most High was dealing with him, and he just wasn't some crazy nigga. So when we deal with faith and belief in the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, we're dealing with something that isn't just blind. The Most High has persuaded us time and time again as a people. Okay, let's go to Exodus 14 and 31 and take a look at another example. And Israel saw that the great work which the Lord did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord and believed the Lord and his servant Moses. So once the Most High rained them plagues down and destroyed them goddamn Egyptians, and that when we passed through the Red Sea, our people believed because of that miraculous work. The Lord appeared unto us and brought us out of Egypt. And that salvation, that deliverance out of Egypt, is what instilled and confirmed the belief in Yahweh that he is our power. You see what I'm saying? So that's how the Lord works. Okay? The Lord will give you something that confirms your faith in him. He will show himself and reveal himself to you through different avenues in order for you to believe in him. But there's got to be a bit of persuasion there. He persuades you. He say, look, I did not bring y'all out of Egypt. All over the scriptures, I am the Lord that brought you out of Egypt. Repent, turn back to me. I've already looked out for y'all time and time again. I've already proven myself to you. I've already persuaded you guys that I am the only living God, that I am he that is. I am the self-existent one, omnipotent, omnipresent. You can't disobey me and get away with it, okay? And you can't you can't obey me and not get rewarded for it. This is what the Most High has been showing us all over the scriptures. He has been persuading our people to believe in him, to come back to him. Whereas his wife, okay, if you have a problem with your girl and your girl is convinced on running off from you, you persuade her to come back to you. You see what I'm saying? Does that mean you got to bow down to her? No. But it's like, damn, remind her, well, didn't I do this for you? Didn't I do that? Didn't we have all these great times? Why would you run off? That's the same way you would persuade your woman to come back to you. The same way the Most High persuades us to come back to him. And walk rightly according to him and obey him. Okay? Through persuasion. That persuasion and that substantiated history of him constantly looking out for us means we need to do everything that we can to come back to him. Okay? It's Matthew 12 and 39 to 40. But he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be no sign given to it but the sign of the prophet Jonas. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So Yahweh Shai said, man, this is a wicked and rebellious generation. They seek after a sign. They want to be persuaded that I am the Christ, that I am the Messiah, Hamashiach, that's prophesied from the times of old. They want to see the proof. Well, he didn't say this wicked generation seeketh after a sign and they weren't going to get it. That generation was given a sign. Because Yahweh Shai suffered, died, and was buried, and then rose after being in the heart of the earth, or in that grave that Joseph of Arimathea purchased for him for 3 days and 3 nights. So the sign was given in order to persuade those of our people to believe, and many of our people began to believe. Some of our people believed when they saw the miracles. Some of our people believed after the resurrection. Some of our people believed in the book of Acts after the apostles started to go out. Okay? But through all these different things, there was things that confirmed that Yahweh Shai was the Messiah that led the people to believe on him, that he was, the messianic figure prophesied from the times of old. It's all dealing with persuasion. Now, I want to take you to this Wikipedia article on the different forms of persuasion, and there's two. These two, reciprocity rather, and commitment and consistency are the two forms that I want to zero in on. And these are the two forms that we can see with our relationship with the Most High as a nation of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans within the Bible. Let's go to this one. Okay, the principle of reciprocity, right, states that when a person provides us with something, we attempt to repay him or her in kind, right? Reciprocation produces a sense of obligation, which can be powerful, which could be a powerful tool in persuasion, right? We were in a hard bondage in ancient Egypt. The Most High brought us out of that hard bondage, right? Then we owed him something. We are obligated to keep that law and that covenant that he presented to us and obey him, okay? The reciprocity rule is effective because it can be overpowering and instill in us a sense of obligation. We are obligated to the Most High Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son. Why are we obligated? Because look at what he's done for us, starting with bringing us up out of Egypt. That was the beginning of the obligation that we had to keep the covenant that the Lord made with us. Okay? Generally, we have a dislike for individuals who neglect to return a favor or provide payment when offered a free service or gift. As a result, reciprocation is a widely held principle. Okay? This is a widely held and highly moral principle, and this is how the Most High dealt with us. Okay, this societal standard makes reciprocity extremely powerful persuasive technique, and it can result in unequal exchanges and can even apply to an uninvited first favor. But the key thing we want to key in on is we were slaves in Egypt, and the Most High brought us out of it. This began our obligatory relationship to the Most High because he saved us out of an extremely hard bondage, and he saved us out of other hard bondages as well, and done other things for us that keep this circle of us being obligated and serving him. Okay, let's go to the next part. It's called commitment and consistency. Consistency is an important aspect of persuasion because it is highly valued by society, results in a beneficial approach to daily life, and provides a valuable shortcut through the complicated nature of modern existence. Okay, consistency allows us to more effectively make decisions and process information. The concept of consistency states that if a person commits either orally or in writing, he or she is more likely to honor that particular commitment. The Most High made commitments to us. He made a covenant with us, both orally and in writing. Okay? And he has made good on every single aspect of the covenants that he's made to us. That consistency that the Most High has shown to us clearly shows that we should be obligated and repay him with the same consistent obedience. Okay? Or with a consistent obedience to him. Alright? This is especially true for written commitments. Okay? And that written commitment that we have with the Most High is the covenant. Okay? Which is the law. Okay? So you can understand. As they appear psychologically more concrete and can be backed up with hard proof, be confirmed, all right? Being backed up, being substantiated with hard proof is firm, like the concrete, like that ground of the earth is firm, okay, called the terra firma, okay? It's firm, the promises and the obligations and the commitments that we have with the Most High. Once a person commits to a stance, he or she has a tendency to behave according to that commitment. The Most High has behaved in total accordance to the commitment that he made to us, and we haven't did it to him. So we have received the reprisals, or the consequences of violating that commitment that we made with the Most High when we came up out of Egypt with the law. Okay, commitment is an effective persuasive technique, because once you get someone to make a commitment, they are more likely to engage in self-persuasion, providing themselves and others with reasons and justification to support his or her commitment in order to avoid dissonance. Okay, and this is what we are telling the people. You see what I'm saying? It's not rocket science. We can persuade ourselves. We should be able to persuade ourselves, rather, to follow the Most High, because of the consistency he has shown in his commitments that he made to us with the covenants. Okay, we're going to show some of these things in a second. We should, it just makes perfect sense, but some of our people just want to buck up against that, man, which is wicked. All right, I'm going to show some things here. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:1. It's a commitment the Most High made with us, right? And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations. So the Lord said, look, if y'all do what I ask you to do, if y'all follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, I will set you above all nations on the planet earth, right? Let's go to verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay, and we didn't keep those laws. That's why we're in the predicament we're in today, under these curses, and these curses have overtaken us because we rebelled against the commandments of the Most High. Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, but Yahweh, so you can understand. Now let's go here to Baruch 2 and start in verse 1. Therefore the Lord hath made good his word, which he pronounced against us. The Lord has made good. He committed, he said, look, if y'all don't follow these laws, I'm going to jack y'all up. And he has made good on that. Okay, that's evident by the position that we're currently in today. And against our judges that judge Israel, and against our kings, and against our princes, and against the men of Israel and Judah, both kingdoms, the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American as a collective. That's, again, why we're here. Right, verse 2. To bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses. And the things that are being referenced is Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Okay? These things have clearly and evidently come to pass against us, to us as a people. That clearly shows that the Most High is real. That shows that the Most High makes good on his commitments. Okay? Why? Because we had an obligation and we did not fulfill that obligation. So that is also a testament to the Most High's existence. And it is also a testament that we are obligated to follow and obey the Most High God. Okay? So we believe in Yahweh. Okay, and we also believe that he sent his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to be a savior for our people and to make intercession on behalf of our people, as was prophesied in the Old Testament. We believe these things because these things have been confirmed through the fact that the Lord said, hey, look, if y'all don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to jack y'all up. I'm going to send y'all in slavery. I'm going to make y'all lose your heritage. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee. There's going to be dysfunction in your households. There's going to be adultery breaking out rampant. You're going to bow to other gods. You're going to be forced to bow to other gods. All these things have evidently came to pass, which shows that the Most High God is real. He is out there. We are his people, and he is dealing with us, and we need to come back to him. We are obligated to be in complete and total obedience to him. That's clear. Okay? So we have faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai because he has showed it. He has persuaded us. He has persuaded us by making good on the promises that he made within the Bible in the covenant. Okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, which they have, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, which is where we are now, destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. And that's what's upon us now. These curses, okay, that have been trotting us down and overtaking us. That's what's upon us. Okay, which again shows that we have belief that we are the Lord's people, which substantiates and confirms our belief that we are the Lord's people, and substantiates and confirms the Most High's existence. Okay, because He said these things were going to happen to us. All right, we can be persuaded because we see that these things that were written thousands of years ago clearly affect us to this day. The Most High has made good on His word. Somebody consistently making good on His word is a persuasive element to believe that this person is good for what he says. Okay, and that's what we have here with the Most High. Let's go to the book of Genesis. Let's see another way the Lord deals, how the Lord shows us things that confirms, covenants and things that He says, and persuades us to trust and believe in Him, as the word faith or believe in the Old Testament or the Hebrew is amawan. Okay, and it goes back again to a word to be persuaded. Let's go to Genesis 9 and 8. And the Most High spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, And I behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. So He said, look, this is a covenant that the Most High made with all of humankind and every living creature on the earth. He made this with all inhabitants of the earth, both man, beast, and creeping thing. Verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. Neither shall there be any more be a flood to destroy the earth. So He said, look, ain't never ever going to be a whole global flood that will destroy the earth again. He made this covenant with all living creatures. Okay? Now He proved, he showed a sign that confirmed that covenant that we can see to this day, which we're going to continue reading about. And the Most High said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you. It's a token. That token confirms. Okay? That token solidifies that covenant. Again, when we take a look at the word confirm, right? The word firm is there, right? As the suffix firm. We already talked about the terra firma, the firmness of the ground. Now we're talking about something being solidified. The key word, the root word of solidified is to be solid, like that ground, like something hard, like concrete, like steel, solid. In the world, Jake always say, man, keep it solid. You keep it solid, you keep it 100, you keep it all the way. I can trust in the things that you're saying because you keep it solid, right? And the Most High said, this is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for perpetual generations, meaning infinite. The word perpetual is infinite, never ending. Always. He'll never flood the earth and destroy it like that again. Verse 13. I do set my bow in the cloud, the rainbow, right? And it shall be a token of a covenant between me and the earth. So that's that rainbow. You see the rainbow when it's raining and then the sun comes out. We can see the rainbow. So we can still see that token that solidified the covenant between the Most High and all living creatures on the earth, which is that He would never destroy the earth again with a global flood. Okay, He confirmed that. He persuaded us that this was so and that He would never do it again by giving us the token of the rainbow. Okay, so when dealing with beliefs and trust and faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Most High always gives us a token or something that can persuade us, something that shows us and confirms that He ain't playing. When He said we're going to go into slavery with ships, we disobeyed Him. We went our asses into slavery on ships through the transatlantic slave trade. He makes good on what He says. He said He ain't going to flood the earth again. He gave you a rainbow and He ain't flooded the earth again since. He makes good on what He says. And the fact that we can evidently see certain of the things He said clearly being made good upon, we can trust and believe that all the things He said, He's making it good upon. All the prophecies that are said to come to pass, He's making good upon. Why? Because of His track record. Okay? We need to reciprocate. We are obligated to reciprocate to the Most High because of the things He did for us. You see what I'm saying? He is consistent. And because He is consistent, we are obligated to Him. Okay? To follow His law, statutes, and commandments. And it shall come to pass when I bring a cloud over the earth that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall be no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, and I may remember the everlasting covenant between the Most High and every creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. Okay, let's take a look at another thing the Most High did, another miraculous thing the Most High did to confirm or solidify His word. Okay, and how He works, and He may do something miraculous, like deliver you out of an Egyptian captivity, or like flood the whole earth with water and then put a rainbow, which had never been seen before. Turn a Moses staff into a snake. All these things that will persuade you to believe. Okay, Yahweh Shai resurrecting from the dead. These things persuade you to believe because of what you see. You see these miraculous things, and these things can only be done through some type of divine force. Your average Joe can't do these things. Okay. This is Numbers 17, starting at 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and take of every one of them a rod according to the house of their fathers, all of their princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Write thou every man's name upon his rod, and thou shalt write Aaron's name upon the rod of Levi. For one rod shall be the head of the house of their fathers. And thou shalt say, Salah. And thou shalt lay them up in the tabernacle of the congregation before the testimony where I will meet with you. So it was a little issue. Moses and Aaron were constantly having problems with our people in the wilderness, people constantly bucking up against them because they were mad that Moses and Aaron were getting all the shine, and they were the ones that the Most High was dealing with. So the Most High said, look, I'm going to confirm and solidify that I am dealing with you and your brother Aaron. As it is written in the book of Exodus, Moses was made like unto a god to Egypt, and Aaron made like unto a prophet. Moses, led us out of the Egyptian captivity. So the Most High said, look, I'm going to give another token, and I'm going to confirm even further that I'm dealing with y'all. Okay, verse 5, and it shall come to pass that the man's rod whom I shall choose shall blossom. Okay, so we're talking about a rod. Now, a rod is typically made out of wood, but it is cut wood. After wood is cut, it is no longer alive, so it blossoming is impossible. But the Most High said, look, I'm going to take one of those rods, and I'm going to make it to blossom, something that is miraculous, something that no man could possibly pull off. And that is going to prove who I am dealing with, okay? So people will believe Moses and Aaron, that the Lord is dealing with them and that they're leading them right, because the Most High is going to shoot that sign to persuade us to do so. Okay, to get us to believe that we can trust in that, because we have been persuaded and we have been shown through the consistency of the Most High dealing with these brothers that we need to, that these are the guys that the Most High elected to be leaders. Okay. And it shall come to pass that the man's rod whom I shall choose shall blossom. All right. And I will make to cease from me the murmurings of the children of Israel, whereby they murmur against you. So he said, we're going to shut all that up. They don't believe, you still the man that I'm dealing with. We're going to shut all that up, because I'm going to cause this rod to bud. Okay, verse 6. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece. For each prince one, according to the fathers' houses, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods. And Moses laid up the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness, right? Verse 8. And it came to pass that on the morrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness, and behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded. So Aaron's rod budded, man. It grew life. We're talking about something that was dead, that was once living, was a part of a living tree, was cut out of that, rendered dead, has now budded and sprung forth abundant life. That is miraculous. And to be able to show that to people would persuade them that God has to be, the Most High has to be dealing with this man, with these brothers, because he just caused something dead to bring life forth. Okay? And brought forth buds and bloomed blossoms and yielded almonds. Almonds, you can eat an almond off of Aaron's rod, off of the staff of Aaron. If that ain't proof the Most High is dealing with him, I don't know what is. So that persuaded our people to stop murmuring against him to a degree, but really it didn't, because eventually, again, something else would happen. Something else would kind of not go in the way of many of our people's favor, and they would begin to murmur again. All right, but this shut them up for a while. But our people are very forgetful. That's why repetitiveness is so key. Like I always bring out, in the law, the last book of the law, or the Torah is Deuteronomy. Comes right after the book we're reading in right now, Numbers. And the term Deuteronomy means second law. Okay, it's basically a repetition of laws that are found in Exodus and mostly Leviticus and also here in the book of Numbers. It is repeating that because our people need repetition because we're so stiff-necked and hard-headed. The first time just isn't enough. I mean, the Lord brought us out of Egypt by the hand of Moses, and then you're like, all right, well, I don't think he's dealing with Moses anymore. Then he brings this budded rod to you to show, hey, he's dealing with us. And then later on, our people start going off again because our people need constant repetition because we're so hard-headed. Okay, but now our people are telling us in this time, oh, y'all putting blind faith in some invisible spook God and all this. No, it's not. It's in all actuality and truth, it is not blind faith. The Lord has shown us and given us many, many signs and confirmed and solidified his existence and that we are his people and that the Bible is his book and that he is dealing with us and we need to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. We have been persuaded in that. It's not just something we just got up one day and figured out. It is something that we have been persuaded of. That's why we have the faith in it. We have, proof in our lives of all these things being true. So why would we not, seeing the consistency of truth that the Bible is dealing with, believe on the prophecies that are said in the Bible to come to pass? You see what I'm saying? And Moses brought out all the rods from before the Lord unto all the children of Israel, and they looked and took every man his rod. And the Lord said unto Moses, bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony, to be kept for a token against the rebels, and thou shalt quite take away their murmurings from me, that they die not. So the Lord said, we're going to keep Aaron's rod as a testimony. The thing that was dead that brought forth life abundantly, we're going to keep that as a testimony. So when a nigga don't think he's dealing with Aaron, here you go, boom, that's the proof. And that's how the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai works, and that's how beautiful the spirit, how beautiful Yahweh is, okay, and his divine spirit, okay, and his only begotten son, and his great angels on down, man. And us as a people. He looks at us in such a way to where he does these things to persuade us to believe in him. And what the thing is, and where the frustration and the irritation for the Most High comes with is, a lot of us just don't follow the Lord. But it's all a part of his purpose. 2/3 will be cut off and die, and then return in their total right mind in the kingdom. But things like Aaron's rod budding, Aaron's staff budding, bringing us out of the Egyptian captivity, the rainbow, all these things were done to persuade us to believe. Okay, prophecies that the Lord sent prophets, and then they prophesied things like the destruction of ancient Babylon, and it came to pass, and things of that nature. So because these things have came to pass evidently and are true, we have been persuaded to believe the other things in this book, in the Bible, which the Lord said are going to come to pass in future times. We believe that they are going to happen, like the implementation of the kingdom, like the second coming of his only begotten son, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, Yahweh Shai. We believe things like that because of all the consistency that the Lord has been dealing with. He has persuaded us through consistency. You see what I'm saying? So, hope brothers got fed and edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. With that, want to say Shalom. And again, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.